The sound of roaring engines filled the quiet countryside road, but nothing was louder than the trembling cry of a small girl stumbling out from the trees. Covered in dust, tears streaking down her cheeks, she ran straight toward the group of bikers as if they were her last hope in the world. Her voice cracked with terror as she yelled, "They're beating my mama!" And in that single desperate moment, every biker froze, their rugged faces tightening with a seriousness the girl couldn't yet understand. It was as if the universe had placed this child before them for a reason, and what happened next would change all of their lives forever. If you believe in kindness, courage, and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Touch of Kindness. Your support keeps stories of hope alive. The leader of the biker group, shouldered man named Rhett Colson, immediately crouched down, gently placing his gloved hands on her shoulders. Despite his intimidating appearance, there was a softness in his eyes as he asked her name. Through sobs, she whispered, "Marley, my mom, they wouldn't stop." Her tiny body shook with fear. The bikers exchanged glances that carried more meaning than words ever could. Without hesitation, Rhett nodded to his crew, hard-edged people with pasts they rarely spoke about, yet each of them carried a light inside that flickered brighter in moments like this. They followed Marley as she led them down a narrow dirt path, her small footsteps quick and anxious. The sun hung high above them, casting bright daylight across the fields, but the scene they approached felt darker than any night. Near a broken-down farmhouse, two men were shouting, their voices sharp like knives slicing through the air. Marley pointed with a trembling hand. "Inside, my mama." Rhett didn't waste a second. A force that shook the door off its hinges, he stormed into the house. The bikers spread out behind him, forming a wall of protection as they confronted the chaos inside. Marley's mother, Anais Harrow, was on the floor, bruised and barely able to lift her head. The moment the men realized they were no longer alone, their mocking smirks faded, replaced by a fear they weren't accustomed to feeling. The bikers didn't lay a single unnecessary hand on them. They simply stepped forward with such towering presence, such unwavering authority, that the aggressors stumbled backward, scrambling to escape, knowing they had crossed a line far more dangerous than they ever expected. Lifted Anais gently, treating her as though she were fragile glass. Marley rushed to her mother, tears flowing again, but this time they were tears of relief. The bikers helped carry Anais outside, giving her water, steadying her breathing, offering comfort she had long been denied. For a group often judged by their leather and tattoos, there was something profoundly tender about the way they cared for her, as though they understood pain in a way only those who had survived their own struggles could. As Anais regained her strength, she revealed the truth. She had been trying to leave behind a troubled life, but walking away from danger is rarely simple. The men had followed her, refusing to let her begin anew. The bikers listened silently, their expressions darkening with the weight of her story. Rhett assured her they would help, no intimidation, no violence, just support, resources, and protection. They escorted Anais and Marley to safety, connecting her with people who could truly help her rebuild everything she'd lost. Days passed, bikers visited often. Marley would greet them with shy smiles that slowly grew brighter. Anais, though healing slowly, felt gratitude that words could never fully express. She saw in them not just rescuers, but reminders that kindness often comes from the most unexpected hearts. On the day they said their goodbyes, Marley hugged Rhett tightly around his waist. "You saved my mom, you saved me too." Her voice was soft, but its sincerity cut deeper than any roar of an engine ever could. Ruffled her hair gently, promising that she would never have to feel alone again. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Touch of Kindness. Engagement helps these powerful stories reach more people who need hope. Special request: comment your thoughts. Your words inspire the next story we tell.